corridor and Albert Lea. So Freeborn County, Steele County, Waseca County, all portions of that. You can see the majority of it in Freeborn County. And as mentioned, Albert Lea included in that, Bancroft, Clarks Grove, Pickerel Lake, and many others. So there's also another tornado warning to note. We'll see if that loads up there. This one for portions of Fillmore and Mower County. Cities like Bloomfield, Fillmore, Spring Valley, and Wyckoff all included in this tornado warning. So there are multiple. This one goes until 4:15 this afternoon. So let's talk first about this larger one here. I am just jumping onto it as we speak, so if you give me a moment to read through some of this information. So this tornado warning, as mentioned, goes until 4 p.m. and let's see, at 3:46, a confirmed tornado, you heard me, was located near Heartland or 8 miles northwest of Albert Lea, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. A damaging tornado here with this warning. Please, please, please get into your safe places, your basements, interior portions of the room. This is, again, law enforcement has confirmed this tornado. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur, and tree damage is likely. So just going to keep listing off what we have been getting in information here. Impacts Albert Lea, Clarks Grove, Ellendale, Alden, Glenville, Geneva, Emmons, Heartland, Hollandale, Freeborn, Hayward, Mansfield, Twin Lakes, Conger, Manchester, Myrtle, Albert Lea Airport, and Meyer Big Island State Park. Those are all just listed in some of the locations, and of course everywhere in between. Once again, this is a very large tornado warning with a confirmed tornado by law enforcement. Let's move over to the second tornado warning that we have here. This one again for portions of Fillmore and Mower County. I'll click on this to get some information. So this is radar indicated rotation, so not confirmed. However, what that means is that the radar is picking up rotation within the storm system that looks very much like it could be a tornado or a tornado forming, thus the tornado warning. This one goes until 4:15 p.m. So very similar with the impacts. Flying debris could be very dangerous. Mobile homes could be damaged. Roofs, windows, vehicles, all damaged, and tree likely as well is possible. So this will, so this is a little anecdote from the National Weather Service. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southeastern Mower and southwestern Fillmore counties, including the following locations: Lake Louise State Park, Etna, Cherry Grove, County Roads 4 and 3, Ostrander, Fillmore, and County Roads 4 and 8. So that's something important to note, that it does look to stay mainly over rural areas, but that being the case, if you are still within this tornado warning, portions of Spring Valley there, please, please, just to be safe, get into your safe space. This is an active tornado warning with radar indicated rotation. And since that one is looking to be mainly over rural areas, I am going to focus a little bit here on this larger tornado warning with, as you can see right behind it, another one just popped up. We can go into this detail real quick here as it try to move it over here so we can get it focused. It does not want to focus on that one there. Here we go. Okay, so this tornado warning, this goes until 4:15, so this is for portions of Blue Earth, Easton, Frost, and Bush Creek. This is also radar indicated rotation, so that again is right outside of our area, so I will focus on, again, just this larger one here. So what we're seeing is a bunch of clustered showers and storms, particularly storms. And with that being the case, these clusters, kind of the issue here is that when they are spaced out like this, they have the potential to become supercells. And as we saw, this is where law enforcement has confirmed a tornado just outside of Albert Lea area. So I'm going to be changing over into velocity so we can take a look to see if we can pinpoint. But I just wanted to go over these clusters here. All these little storms have the potential to create spin-ups. The environment is just prepared for it. We've been talking about it on social media and just letting folks know. And now we have 3 active tornado warnings within our area here. So let me go over back to the Weather Center. I'll change it to velocity so we can just see if we can pinpoint where some of this spinning is going. And yes, bear with me, it is just me here at the moment. So we will switch over. All right, so trying to pinpoint where some of this rotation could be. What we're looking for is green and red kind of mingled together, and it's actually quite difficult to see. I'm thinking maybe around this area here. Yeah, velocity isn't doing a great job of showing us where this rotation really is. So that being the reason, I'm going to go over. See, this one's at least a little bit more. We're seeing some of that red, some of the blues there, indicating some strong winds just in that area there. Very difficult to pinpoint, but long story short, it is a large area under this tornado warning. Thus, many of you, I hope, are getting into your safe spaces at this current point in time. So I'm going to go back to the radar, just gives us a better look at what we are seeing when it comes to these clusters. So what is expected as we go through these next several hours is, yes, we have the potential for tornado spin-ups, tornado warnings, all of us under a tornado watch as we speak, as we see the potential for these clusters to become supercells. It also brings a threat for, of course, damaging winds, as well as hail and some heavy rain. Many of us, in fact, I believe all of us are under that, or almost all of us, under a flash flood watch until Thursday, 7 a.m. That's tomorrow morning, and something to watch out for there. Heavy rainfall, as well as, of course, the tornado warning itself. So once again, if you are just joining us, we are coming to seeing a tornado warning right here for a large portion of the area, including mostly in Freeborn County. And Alyssa says that the National Weather Service has issued this at 3:46. It goes until 4 p.m. So we'll of course be staying on until this one expires, until the one over here expires, and the one behind. A little concerning here on the I'm going to call it the Spring Valley polygon here, Ostrander area. I'm going to come over to the chroma key here, pointed out for you. What I'm seeing is this right here, this little tail is what I'm focusing on there, as it tends to kind of look like that when it comes to that possibility of a tornado forming. And it does happen to line up to where we saw the velocity. Remember, I changed it over. We saw a little blue area combined with the red and the green. So here is what I'm worried about. Looks like a possibility of another tornado warning just popping. So I'm going to pop back over here. Jess is here with me. Thank you, Jess. Much appreciated. There we go. All right, another tornado warning. This one is for portions of, let's get this information, Lake Mills, Emmons included in this one heading towards Northwood. Lots going on here, my friends, lots going on. Let's see here. For some reason, they're not popping up. All right, so just trying to get the information on what this one is, and it really doesn't want to focus on.
We're in effect until 4 p.m. That's correct.
Yes, that's the one that's further to the north in southern Minnesota. This one is in North Iowa. Here we go for Winnebago and Worth counties, so including places as mentioned like Lake Mills, Bristol. So let's see who has the National Weather Service has posted here. Freeborn County in south central Minnesota, southwestern Steele County in south central Minnesota, Island State Park. So this now is radar indicated rotation, so a little different than what we were getting earlier where it said law enforcement had confirmed tornado. I'm glad to see that they made the area smaller, but it still includes Albert Lee, Glenville, and still very dangerous storm here.
Sarah, if I may, how strong of a storm are we talking? What kind of wind speed are we dealing with?
Difficult to say at this current point in time, but we can get kind of an idea when it comes to direction of these winds. That's what I was talking about earlier. This velocity tracker is what really helps us see where the center of this spinning can be. And green meaning the winds are blowing toward the radar, and red meaning they're blowing away from the radar, thus the spinning. And I'm trying to find my pointer tail. Here we go. Okay, excellent. I can kind of show you where I believe that this rotation is found. This is again radar indicated, so nothing has been confirmed, but this is looking to be probably one of the better spots possibly here as well. It's a bit of a radar pocket in this area, so it's difficult to really pinpoint, but that does look more like rotation to me than anything else within that. We're going to move over to the Spring Valley one because this also really standing out quite a bit more so than the others. This right here, oh, we do have a confirmed tornado. Let's click on that. Let's see where that's bringing us. Okay. Whew, all right, so this one.
Moment to moment, guys.
Moment
We are
to
developing.
moment. Absolutely, and Jess, I very much appreciate you being here with me. So this tornado warning, kind of switching back here, let's check it out, oops, with our live Doppler radar once it loads up for us. Excellent. Okay, so this is tornado warning number 5.
Wow.
All right, let me get the latest information on this one. This one is the one that had confirmed attached to it. So EAS activation is requested, so that's emergency systems. So asking for information on the ground basically is that the National Weather Service is doing. This one going until 4:30 p.m. At 4:01 p.m., a confirmed tornado, once again, confirmed tornado was located over Freeborn Lake or 11 miles northwest of Albert Lea. This is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Law enforcement confirmed this tornado. Something to keep in mind, locations impacted include Ellendale, Geneva, and Heartland. So biggest thing right now is if you are in any of these tornado warnings, please get into an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building, away from windows. That's so important. If you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, you got to move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from this confirmed tornado once again by law enforcement. All right, I'm going to switch over to the velocity tracker. Once again, just an easier way to see where this spin may be located.
And Sarah, we do know, obviously, mobile home parks are some of the hardest hit. So if you do live in a mobile home, Sarah's serious. Get to a shelter. Make sure your loved ones are safe, especially if you have elder loved ones. Check in with them. Make sure they have a safe place to go and that they are alerted to this storm system here. Sarah's been tracking this for us, now moving up to 4:03. Sarah, where are we at?
Yeah, so where we're at, Jess, I'll take a little stroll over to the chroma key here so I can just point it out for you all. We are currently tracking 5 different tornado warnings, all within the vicinity. However, few of them we are seeing that these have been on for the longest portions of Freeborn County, including Albert Lea. So Albert Lea is included in this tornado warning. Ellendale included in this tornado warning, where law enforcement has confirmed a tornado. So this is just very dangerous here. And then further to the south in North Iowa, we have this tornado warning as well. Little further to the west, including portions of Blue Earth as well as I-90. You can see there the corridor. This one going into effect not long ago. It looks so difficult to see because of just the radar pocket that we're in. So very difficult to see here on the velocity exactly where it can be. Again, it's looking right around here is where my eyes tend to go, right there on 69. Oh, thank you, Jess. She's controlling the weather machine for us right here. You can see a little bit of red embedded in there, a little bit of green. So this is where I would guess just north of Lake Mills, we're seeing that radar indicated rotation. So Jess, if you can scooch it just a little bit more, we'll check on the one that's behind me here. All right, this one here. So this one was also radar indicated rotation. We can see it's a little bit more obvious where it comes to that red, that green, a little bit of blue embedded in there, just indicating, yes, some very strong winds connected with this one. This was said to be mainly in rural areas as it goes across, let's see, this is 63 right here, just south of Spring Valley and just outside of Leroy and heading towards Preston. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this one as well. Now, all of these storms are coming into an environment that was just ripe for this cluster development, these scattered severe thunderstorms, and yes, even supercells capable of producing these tornadoes, simply because we had a warm front move through. It brought in a lot of warm air, a lot of moisture, just increased the instability quite crazily, as significantly would be a better word, over the course of the last couple hours. And now we're starting to see these showers and these storms, these particular storms, tornado warned, beginning to pop off. Now, what is expected as we go through the next couple hours is as these storms continue to move to the east, they are expected to form a line, which then turns the threat from more tornado-based to more damaging winds. We're talking the possibility for some strong straight line winds. But right now we are in the scattered formation. We are seeing 5 different tornado warnings. And Jess, I'll pop back over there. We'll switch off of velocity so we can see just how much rain these are bringing as well, because rain is a serious concern. These are definitely rain producers, these supercells themselves. alongside the tornado warned. A little update to get to. It looks like the National Weather Service, I'll grab my pointer tool, has cut back the tornado warning. So now we are seeing it here. Still includes portions of Albert Lea, Glenville, and the one further to the south does include Lake Mills, Emmons, as we continue to watch the possibility of that particular tornado right here, potentially crossing 69 as we speak. All right.
Sarah, we did have one confirmed tornado, is that correct?
That is correct. I will bring us to where that confirmed tornado was, and here, we will change it to now so it's not moving as much on us, and I can point a few things out. So yes, this is where the confirmed tornado was here. Let's see, National Weather Service, yep, it was confirmed, law enforcement confirmed tornado, so activating the emergency systems over there. If you are in Ellendale, please get into your safe space, and not just Ellendale. I mean, this particular tornado confirmed was located over Freeborn Lake, or 11 miles northwest of Albert Lea, and it is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So that's aiming for portions of 218, kind of getting near Blooming Prairie as well. Let's see, we'll switch back over to velocity just to see if we can pinpoint. It's just so difficult.
Are these the radar areas that are difficult to actually pinpoint?
Yes, you can see some of that purple there on the edge. That's indicating the edge of the radar zone. So when we scooch down here, it changes to a different radar. So we can see it's still very difficult to tell now what is going on here. Some of that red. The red that we're seeing sticking through there, that is the warning polygon itself. So it looks scary, but you know, it is a serious situation. But this red here is not part of the reading. I'm thinking maybe.
Does this indicate how fast it's moving or simply developing?
What this is indicating is the rotation itself. So the green showing wind coming toward the radar, and red showing wind moving away from the radar. So it does create that bit of a spiral, then thus becomes the tornado warned rotation or radar indicated rotation. I think the best example of it that we have right now is this one just south of Spring Valley moving through Bloomfield. I think this has got the best, just kind of showing that mixture of reds and greens together, indicating that possible tornado spin up. Now again, this one was radar indicated, so not confirmed. However, radar indication is, you know, it's a tool that we as meteorologists use and rely on when we don't have boots on the ground. This one here, this one for Freeborn and Steele, was a confirmed tornado. So please, please, everyone be in your safe space. Everyone really in these red polygons, in these red shapes. That's where we are seeing the biggest threat for tornadoes and the possibility of tornadoes actually on the ground as we speak.
And this one was 17 miles west of Preston, correct?
This one, you were talking about the one over here. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yep.
So, yeah, we can get some updated information. They did shorten this one a little bit, so it is now moved into different county. Let's see just if they have any updates. So this one is, let's see, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Spring Valley, or 17 miles west of Preston. So we're 17 miles west of Preston. That was at 4:05 p.m. It is moving east at 20 miles per hour. So that gives us a good indication of how quickly the storms are, really just through the text base that the National Weather Service has been sending out to us. So when you talk about how fast are these storms moving, or that's about it. 20 miles per hour is not terribly fast, but it is moving, and it is moving towards the east and aiming for portions or cities like Preston that we're seeing here, and sections of Highway 52. So quick zoom back out now. We've got more tornado warnings. This one just outside of our area. I will go back to our, oh goodness.
And you mentioned earlier, these are expected to form a line. I mean, we're talking about 5 different potential tornadoes.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'd moved it into the warning area. Now there's just a lot of red there.
It gives us an overview here.
There we go, there we go. All right, so yes, so what we're dealing with right now was going to bring the highest tornado threat, because we are seeing that clustered formation where they're more scattered about, so you get a strong supercell that can produce these tornadoes and these spin-ups. And then what's expected to happen as they continue to move into the evening, as we lose a little of this energy, as it sucks some of it up, it will form, it's looking to form a line. And when it does that, then the fear comes to damaging winds. So right now the focus is tornadoes and what these individual cells can produce. Then becoming one, they'll eventually form that strong line, and we could see the potential for very damaging straight line winds.
Are there any concerning specific areas where you're worried about them really developing?
To be honest, where we are seeing these tornado warnings, so generally southern Minnesota along I-90, a little to the north, a little to the south, moving into portions of North Iowa, then into western Wisconsin, so places like La Crosse, for example. That's where we're seeing kind of the potential for the worst of it. However, it could very easily extend further to the north, south, east, or west. As we know, things the atmosphere is very unstable. So I cannot pinpoint what is expected when it comes to where these will go, what they'll do. That's why, you know, we use the best tools that we have. I'll have this move.
And why we can reiterate, if you are in any of these areas, take cover, get inside, make sure you're in a safe place. Feel free, once again, to check in on your loved ones. Make sure you're safe, your kids are safe, have a plan in place, and keep following Sarah's alerts here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jess. Yeah, she's helping me out here as we move into, let's see, it's almost 4:15 at this point. Let me just adjust something here as we keep an eye on, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still looking at the 5 tornado warnings that are currently active in our immediate area, as well as just outside, but close enough. It's definitely impacting portions of I-90. We can start to see that some of these cells are beginning to make their way, not so much this one, but this one here is a nice example, outside of the red box. And so we'll see if the National Weather Service chooses to continue issuing that using the tools that they have, just a lot more information when it comes to these particular cells, getting into the deep dives just to see exactly where the spin is happening and if it's continuing. Now, the thing is, it is starting to make its way into an environment that we can clearly see is already quite active. So we'll see if that allows it to keep its strength or if it starts to weaken. Now I'm going to back out here just so you can see once again there is another tornado warning right here. This one was looking to be one of the more convincing when it comes to just the radar rotation. It was easiest to point out. Meanwhile, this one here that the arrow is very much connected to, this one for Freeborn and Steele County going until 4:30. This one has had a confirmed tornado. Law enforcement confirmed that this polygon here, this shape, had that tornado and it was moving to the northeast. It includes portions of 35. Now we move a little further to the south here. This was radar indicated. So was this one here in North Iowa, just across the border for portions of Lake Mills. And Jess, can we zoom into this area here? You could just use the mouse wheel to scroll in. There we go. Excellent. Thank you so much. I just wanted to take a peek. So these are very good rain producers, not surprising considering the atmosphere was just so moist. There was so much instability there. We had this warm front come through. Oh, this is good news. This is good news. We'll hold that note on the warm front because I do want to report that at least they dropped this tornado warning here. Going to give it a few moments to see if they do extend this one here in Freeborn County. But as of right now, it looks like Albert Lee is coming out of the worst of it. Places like Freeman, I'm a little concerned about. Same with Northwood. Mainly just this right here, this big bulge. Thank you, Jess, is my main concern. We'll see if they just choose to extend this out if it's still showing indications that that rotation is there and is strong enough to warrant a tornado warning. All right, back to the warm front. So we had that warm front move in from the south earlier today. And as it was going over us, it was bringing the heat, bringing the moisture, bringing the instability, because there was a lot of sunshine further to the south. We were dealing with the clouds here, a little bit of sun poking through, mainly across North Iowa. That sunshine really heat up the environment. And with that front just pushing north, it allowed it all to come our way. And thus why we are seeing this not even a chance, this is happening, these tornado warnings beginning to pop up. Jess, if you could scroll out a little bit more, it looks like Scroll out.
Oh, there we go.
There. If we just go a little bit out, let's go to see the entire area. Let's see if we can note that there are some, okay, this is also good news. It looks like this storm right here is no longer tornado warned. That is some good news. We did just have a severe thunderstorm warning pop up here heading toward Belmont. That's right outside of our immediate area, but still close enough, heading towards 35. So it looks like right now the only active tornado warnings that we do have in our area right now are along 35 here. This one confirmed by law enforcement. Again, confirmed tornado by law enforcement. Hunter's just coming in. Jess, thank you so much for your help here. Hunter's going to assist as well. And then this one was radar indicated rotation moving through portions of North Iowa and starting to hit parts of 35. This is good news, so I'm happy to see that some of these tornado warnings are starting to fall off the map. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning just popping up here to the south, heading for 69 and 35. So I'm going to pop back over to the Weather Center real quick. We can zoom into some of these. There we go. Thank you, Hunter.
You're welcome.
He's miking up as we speak just to make sure that we have all hands on deck here, making sure that all of you are safe. And speaking of safe, I'm going to give you another reminder. If you are in these tornado warned areas, please, 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 I really hope you've been in your safe space, maybe just popping on the TV, maybe it's in the distance. You can hear what we're saying, what we're reporting. Not just us, but our friends, our other meteorology friends across the area, just getting you ready for what could possibly happen and what is happening now. So going back to this Ellendale tornado, I'll call it, because it has been confirmed. Let's see, law enforcement confirmed this one. Now this was coming in around 4. At 4:01 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located over Freeborn Lake, or 11 miles northwest of Albert Lea, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Again, that was, almost 20 minutes ago. So we know that that storm is still moving, and let's pop over and see if we can maybe try to pinpoint it. This was a difficult area to get that velocity. Looks like maybe right where the arrow's pointing here is that possibility here, right here. It's so difficult to see when you're right at the edge of the radar, and you can tell we're at the edge of the radar because of this purple that we've got right here. So it does make it a little difficult, but maybe picking up here. I wish that it was filled in so we could get a better idea of what's going on there, but
it's just terrible radar data.
It's rough, but we're doing our best here, and with that confirmed tornado, that's what we're going off of. So if you're driving along 35, it's very difficult to really pinpoint. Here, do you want the mouse control, Hunter?
Sure, go for it.
All right, here.
I'll go on the wall.
Yep. I'll hand it back off to Hunter here as I come back onto the screen, just to point out again kind of what we might be looking at. Would you be in agreement, Hunter? Would that be kind of like the best? Maybe here. It's so difficult to say.
It's so hard. I mean, oh man, it's tough. It looks like they just dropped it.
That's good news. All right. Okay, that's good news. So maybe they're seeing the same thing we are, and it just is not as convincing. So that is great news. It looks like all tornado warnings are now off of our immediate area. There is still one here to the north, just outside of Steele County, it looks like there. So keeping an eye on that cell right there. But I think that's some really good news, Hunter, that we're seeing that the tornado warnings are starting to pop off, literally pop off the map, not pop on.
Yeah, and I mean, the tornado threat still continues, Sarah. So
absolutely,
that's going to be the thing we watch over the next several hours, because still daylight.
Absolutely.
Still a lot of energy out there for these storms to use. That's for sure.
Yeah, and what I was discussing with earlier is that warm front that came in that brought this instability, causing a lot of these storms to be more scattered about, thus the tornado threat. Now we're going to be watching, of course, as they keep moving, if they keep bringing that tornado threat, as the tornado watch remains in effect for the entire area until 10 p.m. tonight. What we'll be watching over the next several hours is to see how all of this forms together. And if it does, if it forms as a line, and we start to see the threat for some very strong, damaging winds. So the cases, there are 2 cases today, 2 things that we see. One is what we're seeing right now, those more scattered cells coming through, creating that possibility for some rotation and confirming some rotation as well with those tornado warnings. And then the secondary part of all of this, we'll be watching if they develop into more of a linear linear line that starts to bow out and brings us some very, very strong winds. So Hunter, over there, are you seeing anything new that maybe we can touch on now that these tornado warnings are starting to come off? I mean, there's a very strong storm here moving towards Preston.
Yeah, a lot of information going on right now, Sarah. I'm just looking at National Weather Service, our chat feature that we have with them, and they're still monitoring a lot of these storms. They are saying this is a very dynamic environment. As we have seen today, these storms are able to develop very quickly and rotate very quickly. We have a lot of wind shear in our environment today in our upper levels of our atmosphere. But they are saying they don't see any immediate threat at this time, but still each one of these individual cells are going to have to be something we watch because they're all isolated. So each one of these, they have the chance to spin up. It's just, that's the case this afternoon, and as we head through this evening, any storm that is isolated before they start to congeal into this more linear mode will have the potential to spin up fairly rapidly, and in that case, if they spin up rapidly, they also have the chance to dissipate rapidly. So these are going to be very quick warnings, I do think, throughout the entire rest of our day, Sarah.
And they have been so far. I mean, we had 5 tornado warnings at one point, and as we can see, those tornado warnings didn't even make it to 4:30. Most of them popped on right around 4 o'clock, some closer to 4:05, and they are gone as of this moment. So that is the dynamic atmosphere that we are watching. I mean, these very heavy rain producers, as we can see a lot of red on this map indicating that rain that could make visibility very difficult, especially this particular one starting to make its way over 52 through Preston. So they're very heavy rain producers. There's a lot of dynamics in the atmosphere right now, a lot of energy that these storms are capturing to do those quick spin-ups and quick dissipations. It's on a meteorological side, it's quite fascinating, but it is also very dangerous. And just as Hunter noted, we are going to be watching basically every single one of these red areas that we are seeing. We're going to be watching it very closely over the next several hours. So, yeah.
Other than that, Sarah, I mean, there's still nothing from the National Weather Service yet. I mean, I see they're typing, so they have some information that they're about to send out. So I'm looking, okay, we got a picture in here. Possible funnel cloud when the tornado warned storm was east of Ostrander. So yeah, that's why the tornado was warned. I just see that picture there in chat, that it's a clear funnel. It takes some time to process that and throw it into our system, but still, it is a very apt environment, we'll say, for any of these storms to produce a tornado very, very easily, Sarah.
Absolutely, yep. That being the case, though, we're still here in our newscast time, so we're going to just kind of fill this through until about 4:30. So we'll keep an eye on this just to make sure nothing else pops up when it comes to the warnings. Once again, there is a tornado warning just outside of our area here, just outside of Steele County, as we can see, heading towards 35. So we're keeping an eye on, of course, that cell. But just like the others, again, we had 5 tornado warnings at one point in our immediate area. All of them spun up quick and then were canceled very quickly after that, not even lasting 30 minutes, which is good news, but at the same time, that just tells you how dangerous these storms are. One moment could just be rain, the next moment we could have that tornado warning, that in a rotation indication on the radar. So it looks like if you can go a little further to the south of just Mason City there. Okay, so we still have the severe warned thunderstorm right here. Again, just outside of our immediate area. This is for Wright County, so including places like Clarion, Goldfield. This one going until 4:45 p.m. But look at that tag right there. That is a very important tag, tornado possible. And that's not surprising to see, but it is important to note that their National Weather Service isn't seeing the rotation to support it right now, a tornado warning, but there is the possibility that very quickly something could spin up and it could change from a storm warning to a tornado warning. Again, this one right outside our area, just to the south, heading towards 35 right there. Plenty of rain to be seen as well. Oh man, just very dynamic, Hunter. This one, okay, so as we go a little further to the south, this is for LeSueur County, so Kilkenny, Waterville, just 2 of the cities listed here. This one going until 4:45. Any details on this one, Hunter, since we've got it focused here?
Let's see what we got in our system here. So it's just a radar indicated tornado, so it's not observed. That's the good news with this tornado warning, but still, it's enough for it to be warned. We can throw on some velocity here, and yeah, okay, it is right there. I mean, if you
See a little bit of
step
gray,
behind me, right there. That's where the rotation is. So it's just a little bit of gray, a little bit of green as well, and when these become rather tight, you'll start to notice, that's the wrong tool. You'll start to notice reds showing up in this shading, and of course the greens too. Right there is where the couplet is located. So other than that, it's not a broad rotation, but still something to look out for. Sarah?
Absolutely, and again, radar indicated, so the radar is picking up that rotation that Hunter just pointed out right there, and we can see it ourselves